What's up, everybody? I'm gonna do this a little bit different today because kind of gonna go back into what I've just done, and I just got out of the round pen now with a 2-year-old colt, which I love. It's one of my favorite in the barn. He's got all the qualities and everything you want in a prospect, and I think he's got a very, very bright future ahead of him. But he is a young horse, he is a big horse, and he has a lot of energy, and so if he doesn't want to do something or doesn't feel like doing something, it shows. And this morning when I was watching Alex turn him around, it didn't look like he was wanting to do it, and it looked like he was enjoying it, and he's so good at it. I just don't think he knows that yet. And I think that's what's really important at this stage. It's not so much as to teach them what to do, but teach them to want to do something. And the key to that is making something simple enough for them to understand and being able to do it well, so that you can reward them enough for them to feel good about themselves. And I think that's how you develop the will of a horse to do something. So I said, Alex, let me have him. I took off my spurs. I went to the round pen, and it was just me and him, really quiet. And I said, let's go over what you're supposed to do. And this is what that looked like. So now you should know that I've been at this for about, I would say, 3 to 4 minutes. It started pretty good, but just how I would have expected it. But it's just his mind wasn't into it. He was not thinking about what I was asking. He was worried about my leg. He was just not really focused as to what he was supposed to do. And here's a perfect example. Okay, all I was asking him to do is very simple. I'm asking him to walk forward and follow his nose, wrap around my inside leg, and just in order for him to do that, he needs to relax his neck, give me his inside shoulder, and just soften up himself and use the right parts of his body. All I was asking him to do was walk around my inside leg and follow his nose, which is key elements for me to be able to teach them to really step into that turn the right way, really lifting his inside foot so that he can come and cross over with the outside leg with ease. And for that, he needs to follow his nose to perfection in my book, and he needs to be forward, and he wasn't. And so it's important that I mentioned that Alex was using spurs, which I think at this stage is a little too early, and I think it was aggravating him, and it was keeping him from paying attention to the small subtle cues that Alex was trying to give him. So here, taking off my spurs, I feel that he's paying a lot more attention to what my legs are doing and the movements I'm making, and he's not aggravated by them. So that if he gets a little bit lazy or a little bit kind of numb to my leg, then I can tap him with my leg without pissing him off or freaking him out. So he's tolerating my leg a whole lot more after 3-4 minutes of work. And so all of a sudden, okay, he's starting to think, and his mind is opening up. And this is such a good feeling, because then you have control of that big old body and all of that energy. And you can, with your fingertips, control where his feet step and how he moves them. And then it becomes like controlling a puppet, tied to strings, and so this is how it should be. Instead of trying to manhandle, a 1,000-pound horse that's just not, wanting to cooperate. Instead, you turn that into something so light and willing and cooperating, and for that, you need to make him cooperative, or not make him cooperative, but do something that's going to make him want to cooperate. And so my idea right away was spurs off, round pen, just you and me, and let's just go left and right, which is how I like to do it at first. Left and right, and teach you and remind you that all you need to do is follow your nose, step in. And so he went through various states of emotion as we worked this. He got, at first, he was not paying attention at all, and he was just like whatever, but he was doing it. And then after that, he said, okay, I'll try a little bit, and then he did, but then I didn't quit right away. So then he got mad, and he was like, hey, and then after that, he didn't care so much anymore, so he nearly fell on his butt, which you saw at the beginning, which I think was probably the turnaround time or the turnaround point in what we were working, because all of a sudden it seems like he just bursted out of his bubble, and then he was like, okay, all right, what are we doing? And from that point on, it just got better and better, and then it ended pretty well. So you'll see me do a lot of left and right flexions. This has multiple purpose. I've explained them a million times, and I will explain them in one video one day. So stay tuned. I promise that I will. I'm not the first to do it, and I'm not the only one to do it, but definitely is very, very important part of my program. But it has a mental benefit that is pretty cool, in my opinion. So stay tuned for the next video. I'll make it about that, and it should be pretty interesting, hopefully. All right, have a good one. Bye, everybody.